So those are the parts which you need to know. Okay, dorsal root ganglion, nerve, it's the dorsal root, gray matter, white matter, central canal, yeah, and then sensory, or if you don't want to call it sensory neuron, you can call it afferent. Then also the motor or efferent neuron, and this is the same thing that we are looking at here. So you're having this side of the dorsal, that is the back side. I'm assuming this is the person. Each person has back. Okay. Now this side is the back and this side is the front. Okay, let me put breasts here to show you that this is the front side of the man. And then yeah, the man is smiling. So this side, but of course here I normally see the chest and ribs, but this side of this backbone, this is the ventral side that you are looking at. Then the other side at the back is the dorsal side. Okay. And then you can see that you're having the gray matter, and then you're having the white one, and then the spinal nerve. So if you have understood, I want you to first help me answer this question. Okay, that is, if you have understood, you're having a small question. Let me call it quiz. I got this question from somewhere. It's a structured question, and such a question can come, by the way, in the UNEB. It can come in UNEB. So the diagram shows a simple spinal reflex. Okay, a simple spinal reflex arc, and there are 3 areas in the drawing. Explain what the 3 areas in the drawing are. Can you be able to identify errors from this drawing? Can you? Hey, can you be able to identify the errors? I'm seeing Albert, Salha, they're just saying hi. Please, you don't need to say hi, Albert. Give us the answers. There are 3 errors. Who has identified error? The error. Look critically, because very many people just cram things. Who has identified the error? Who has identified the error in this diagram? I don't know whether I should do first go back to the previous slide and I show you the picture as it's supposed to be, and then I repeat. I show you the question again. Should I first go back to the previous slide so that, and then afterwards you come back and you look and you see whether you'll be able to identify the error? Okay, Lona says yeah. So here I want you to be very, very critical. I think let me use this diagram still. Let me use this diagram. Okay. You can see that up on the dorsal side, you are having this sensory neuron entering via the dorsal root. Okay, and always it has that swelling which is called how do you call it? That ganglion, the dorsal root of the ganglion, where its cell body is. The cell body of the sensory neuron. Then you can see how it is synapsing with the red neuron in the gray matter. Are you seeing how it is synapsing? Okay, and then you can see how it is the red neuron is synapsing with the motor neuron. Are you seeing how it is synapsing? And then the motor neuron goes via the ventral root up to the effector, organ. Okay. Now, let me go back to the question. The question is simple. Can you try to identify those errors in this diagram? You can raise your hand. You tell us whether you have been able to identify the errors in the diagram. Who has seen the error? Okay. Benjamin says, no, sir. Benjamin has not yet seen any error. Benjamin thinks it is okay. Yes, Alvin. Yes. Alvin, your network is unstable. Alvin, your network is unstable.
Are you hearing me?
Come again, Alvin. Oh my God. Okay, let me first put you off. Let me choose blessing. Yes, blessing.
The sensory neuron was connected to the muscle, yet it's supposed to be connected to the receptor.
Oh, the sensory neuron is connected. This one is the sensory neuron, right?
Yes.
Why are you calling it the sensory neuron? What's yours?
Because the cell body is in the middle, but not at the terminal end.
Perfect. I hope you guys have heard what Blessing has been able to identify. That's a perfect answer. For a sensory neuron, the one that connects straight from the receptor to the central nervous system, that is in the spinal cord and brain, must have its cell body in the middle, like you can see here. Okay, and it passes via the dorsal root. You can see that. So in this case, we are having the sensory neuron this side of the ventral root, and it is even connecting to the muscle. That is totally wrong. That's one of the errors. Actually, there are two that we are able to get. And then any other error that you guys have been able to get. Then Rachel says that for me, I've not understood anything. Rachel, from where? Maybe you've just come. Then for me, I think it is not a dorsal root. That's Pauline. Yes, Alvin, is your network now fine? Yes, Alvin. Yes, Alvin. Okay, I think Alvin, you need to go back to the on top of your house. Okay. Okay, we have not been able to get that one. Then Dan says, okay. So I think able to, because when you look at this, always this is what it's supposed to be. You're always supposed to have. Okay, let me use this picture here. Here. You're always supposed to have sensory neuron, or it has its cell body in the middle. It goes via this dorsal root. Even the synapsing, check here how it's supposed to be. The synapsing is supposed to be you're having the terminal axons with the cell body of the adjacent neuron. I want you to take note of that. That is the axon terminals of the sensory neuron synapsing with the it's supposed to synapse with the cell body of the either the relay, and then the relay is supposed to have its terminal axon synapsing with the cell body of the motor. That one should be very clear. Then someone says there are two motor neurons joined together. You guys should learn to rename your things. I can't call you Techno, and even when you put up, not even choose you, because we don't have a person called Techno, apart from the other singer which you guys know. So someone saying pardon on the three errors. The first error was that you are having this sensory neuron. First of all, it is in the ventral root. It should be the side of the dorsal root, okay? And secondly, it is even connected to the muscle, yet the sensory neuron must be connected to the receptor because it is the one that receives the impulses and then it takes them to the central nervous system. And then check the synapsing here. You're having the cell body of the relay neuron synapsing with the cell body of the motor. Yet it's supposed to be the cell body of the relay neuron synapsing with the axon terminals of the sensory neuron. So this is also wrong here to do this. Even here, this is also not okay. Are you seeing that? It's like axon terminals with axon terminals. This is also not okay. So I think you've been able to identify those errors, and those errors make you understand this diagram in detail. Then another question says, name the structure. Structure is labeled A to C. So which one is structure A? You can put up your hand. You can put a hand to Musime Elton. Yes, to Musime.
White matter.
Thank you to Musime. That's whiter. And then how about B? B. Let me choose another person. Veronica Birungi. Yes, Veronica.
It's the ganglion. Ganglion.
Oh, thank you. That's the ganglion. And then we go to C. Which one is C? Which one is C? Guys, I've forgotten C. You have forgotten. You have forgotten. It's what? You have forgotten C. Maybe you are not so keen. Yes, Vironji Vero.
Spinal nerve.
Okay, spinal nerve. Thank you for that. Then what is found in structure B? What is found in structure B? Okay, taking that had seen it. Yes, what is found in structure B? I also had said it. What is found in structure B? Anyone? What is found in structure B? And I commented about it. What is found in structure B? I'm seeing Michelle says, please show us the structure. The structure is very clear here. This is what is found in structure B. That is what the question is saying, if you can see what is on my screen. Priska says sensory neuron. Pauline Gift says the ganglion. Yeah, structure B is called ganglion, but what is found inside the ganglion? That is the question. Ikadu says the cell structure. Ikadu Esther. Yeah, remember we called it the okay, most people are just guessing. Actually, we just talked about it. We just talked about Daphne says dorsal root of the spinal nerve. Guys, check here. You see this arrow, this swelling. How do we call this middle part? This middle swelling in the brain neuron. How do you call that structure? Yes, I'm seeing Vero Vironji. Yes, Vero.
It's the cell body of the sensory neuron.
Thank you very much. Actually, here in the ganglion, you will find the cell body of the sensory neuron. And I think we had looked at that already. You can see it here, where cell body of the sensory neuron. It is the one which is going to be found here in the ganglion. And then there's even a question which came in, there is a mock which is called Acheiteka mock in 2018. Yeah, this was Acheiteka. This is UCE. This is UCE Acheiteka mock of 2018. And it was number 32. It was number 32. The figure below shows part of the central nervous system and reflex arc. Name the parts labeled. So you had to label from part 1 up to part 8. You see that? That means each one had half a mark because there are 4 marks here. Each one had half a mark because there were 4 marks. Michelle says, I'm not seeing the structure on the screen. Now, Michelle, what you do, first log out and rejoin the meeting again. You'll be able to see everything because your friends are actually seeing. It's only you who's not seeing. So can I have someone to tell us part one is called? For some of you who can't speak, you can always type your questions, your answers in the chat box. I'll be able to see them. So which one is I? Annette Leah? Yes, Annette Leah.
Master, it's the gray matter.
Thank you. This is the gray matter. The gray matter. Thank you for that. And I think even Priska's got it, Ikadu Esther's got it, and Promise has got it. Nalusiva's got it wrong. White ma. And then what about part 2? Part 2, what is how do we call part 2? Yes, Blessing.
The relay neuron.
Thank you. This is the relay neuron, or you can actually call it the interneuron. The relay neuron. And then Benjamin, gray matter. No, we are done with that. And then what about part 3? Part 3. You can always raise the hand. Am I only having 2 students here? What about the rest? Am I only having 2 students here? Dominic, yes, Dominic.
The sensory neuron.
Dominic, you can give us your answer. It's the sensory neuron. So this is the sensory
neuron.
This is the sensory neuron.
Yeah.
Then part 4. Part 4.
Part 4.
Part 4. Let me choose Maria Tracy. Yes, Maria Tracy.
It's the cell body of the sensory neuron.
Wow, yeah, cell body of the sensory neuron. You see that? Cell body of the sensory neuron. Then part 5. Part 5. There's someone with a dot on here, but next time rename yourself.
White matter. White matter.
White matter. Thank you.
Yeah.
Having white matter.
Mm-hmm.
The white matter. I'm not writing the other word because of space. And then part 6, VI. Part 6, that is VI. Who has seen it? Annette. Yes, Annette. Part 6.
It's the synapse.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, that's actually that gap, synapse. Synapse or synaptic cleft. And then part 7, Hosea. Yeah.
The motor neuron.
Okay, thank you, Hosea. This is the motor neuron. the motor neuron. And then finally, part 8. Part 8. Yes, Isaac? Isaac.
Biceps.
Yes, please. What's the answer for part 8?
For part 8 is biceps.
It is what?
Biceps.
Biceps, see? Mariam. Yes, Mariam.
The effectors.
Okay.
The
Thank you,
effectors.
Mariam. Yes, thank you. These are the effectors. By the way, effector, it doesn't have to be necessarily muscle. They could be muscles, they could be glands. That's why when Isaac said biceps, it doesn't have to be biceps, because biceps are the ones which are in the hand, like he was seeing in the other picture, that biceps are in the hand. So it doesn't have to be all called biceps, these ones. And these ones behind of the hand, they are called triceps. But don't call it that they are going to be biceps, no, just call them effectors. Okay. And then we are the time is our friend. Time is not our friend, but here people had given good answers. People like Ryan, Effector, Nalusiva, then Claire, Margaret, Rachel. Guys, Rachel is asking, are we going to find the work in Google Classroom? Yes, it will be there. It will be there. So then let's just get an interpretation of this question, and then we can end the class. Here, this one says draw arrows on the above diagram to show the direction of impulse flow. I doubt whether there is anyone who can fail this question. Okay. And then this question C says that briefly describe how impulses are transmitted across part 6. Briefly describe how impulses are transmitted across part 6. What do you think is this question asking you? Can I have someone to tell us before we are left with about 2 minutes? Can I have someone tell us what you think this question is asking? Don't give us the answer, but what is the question asking? And I see whether you will be able to get it. Yes, Annette.
I think the question is asking for the how impulses are transmitted across the synaptic cleft.
Wow. Thank you very much, Annette. That is the answer which actually you have to put in case that question was to be brought. The answer which comes here. And we looked at this last time. We are now left with 1 minute. Is there any other question that is burning that you would like to maybe to look on next time we come, or any compliment? Yes, Annette. Darwin. Okay, let me choose Darwin. Yes, Darwin. Okay. So there is nothing like okay, I think we can end here. Otherwise, you've been good guys. Goodbye and enjoy yourselves. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, teacher. Thank you for the lesson.
Thank you
Bye,
for the
everyone.
lesson.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Have a good afternoon.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, teacher. Thank you for the lesson. It was really interesting.
Bye.
Bye.
Everyone is bye-bye.
Bye.